Welcome back to another episode of my channel. Last episode on my channel, we ranked the kills. We ranked the characters in Scream 6, which I went to see last Wednesday night in a double bill with Scream 5 and Scream 6. And I love the film, but you'll hear where I rank it in my Scream film ranking, which will be the next video. But in today's episode, we're focusing on one of the most important parts of a horror film. The kills. Because today we're going to be ranking the kills in Scream 6. From worst to best. There are 10 kills in the film. And we're going to be ranking them with 10 being the worst and 1 being from 10 to 1, with 10 being the worst and 1 being the best. So let's go on with it. In number 10 is going to be a customer. Is going to be a one scene character. It's going to be a bodega customer. So halfway through, near the start of the film, after one of the first Ghostface attacks, Sam and Tara are chased into a bodega by Ghostface, and he ends up killing a lot of the inhabitants in the bodega, including a customer with a goatee, who Ghostface stabs in the gut once. The reason why this finishes bottom in the ranking is the fact that it was a boring death, as being stabbed in the gut once isn't really an invented death. Being stabbed in the gut once, loads of characters in horror have been stabbed in the gut once. And it was also a boring death for a pretty forgettable character, so it finishes bottom. In number 9, in ninth is going to be the first of the Ghostface killers. The first of the Ghostface killers kill. The first of the Ghostface kills involved of the Ghostface kills. Not the kills done by Ghostface, but the kills of the Ghostface killers. And that is Quinn. She was shot in the head once. Being shot in the head is a standard way to dying in a horror film. And the reason why it ranks so low is the fact that, despite the fact that being shot in the head is a standard way of dying in a horror film, it's just not inventive whatsoever. As it's just one shot to the head, and that's not inventive whatsoever. But it's higher than the kill. It ranks higher than the bodega customers, the killing of the bodega customer, because the fact it was of a much more important and much more entertaining character compared to the bodega customer, who was a pretty forgettable character.
Taylor's newspaper day. You know what that means? Yeah, the newspaper comes out today. It does? Exciting! Mary, there's that tall drink of handsome. I'm still writing the story half the way. I hate you. Sorry, Toots. Scandal sells. So you admit your story is a lie? Of course it's a lie. So what? These stooges believe anything they read. They're idiots. I end up looking like a genius. Is that what a genius looks like? What did we try my locker? Hey, where are the newspapers? They were stored in here. They're gone? Oh, you did this half the way. You know what? It doesn't matter, because
Sorry, like I said, like you can see, if you read the description of, you can hear something in the background. If you read the description of the previous film where I ranked the characters in Scream 6, you'll understand why there's a sound in the background. And I was just, I was just looking at the screen because there's a funny scene going on in what I'm watching. But you can't see what I'm watching, but I am watching something on the TV on Paramount Plus. Go to the description of the original of the Scream 6 characters ranking, and you'll see why there's a sound in the background and why I just looked away from the camera. But let's get back to it. Where are we? Oh yeah, we were talking about Quinn. So Quinn shot in the head. Being shot in the head is a standard way of dying in a horror film. Not inventive, so it fits here. It fits nicely here in no. Now.
Thank you so much for coming back, Eleanor. May I call you Eleanor? No,
The next.
Just say what you need to say. This place freaks me out.
The next 3 kills are all the same. These next 3 characters were all killed in the same method, and that was being stabbed multiple times. So I put these 3 character kills in no particular order. So in 8th we have Laura, who was stabbed multiple times. In 7th we have Wayne, who was stabbed multiple times, and in 6th we have Jason, who was also stabbed multiple times. The reason why these 3 kills rank here is the fact that they are effective, but it was just a typical stabbing that you've seen. It's the typical horror movie stabbing. It's the typical horror movie stabbing.
You're so pretty.
So yeah, that's why they rank here right now in 8th and 7th and 6th.
Flying books. Yeah, we're done. But, thank you for your interest in Pennington Captain. No, wait, that is weird. What was that? It's the L train, here to save the day.
But yeah, let's get on to the top 5. In 5th we have the therapist. I didn't give you his name when we were ranking the characters, given the fact I don't really care about the character, so I didn't really want to give you a name. But as I do have his name listed in 5th, I will be reading his name. The therapist is called Dr. Christopher Stone. He was stabbed in the eye. And the reason why that this kill ranks where it ranks is the fact being stabbed in the eye is a gruesome way of going from any movie, especially a horror movie. But there is still one stabbing that is better and more gorier than the stabbing of Dr. Christopher Stone. Speaking of that stabbing, in 4th place is going to be Ethan. Being stabbed in the throat, in my personal opinion, is more painful than being stabbed in the eye. Was the better Ghostface death of the film. Better than Quinn and Wayne, with Quinn who was, like I said, shot, and with Wayne who like I said, was stabbed. But also, there was also technically also the character of Jason was a Ghostface. But yeah, the better Ghostface death of the film, and this doesn't include Jason, who wore the Ghostface costume and mask, but wasn't really a Ghostface. But wasn't really a Ghostface. He's just a fan of stab. He's just a fan of. He was just a guy who was looking to finish what Richie started in Scream. Finish what Amber and Richie started in Scream 5. And his only purpose, the only thing he did as Ghostface was kill Laura. So technically he is Ghostface because he wore the Ghostface mask and costume, but technically he isn't Ghostface, as he isn't one of the main Ghostfaces of the film. And he obviously was. Jason was the first instance where we, actually see the Scream 6 Ghostface being unmasked after killing their first victim, rather than waiting until the end to reveal who Ghostface is. Obviously, they did end up doing that, but before they ended up doing that, they, had Jason kill Laura, but then take his mask off. So the film made it seem like, which made it, the film make it seem like, we already know Ghostfaces? This is crazy. So yeah. But yeah, like I said, with Ethan stabbed in the throat, he was being stabbed. He wasn't just stabbed in the throat though. The extra bit that puts it over the edge, that makes it slightly better than Dr. Christopher Stone's death, is the fact that not only did Kara stab him in the throat, but she also twisted the knife while in his throat, which opened up his neck wound. So it was a really gruesome kill. And now we are into the And we're now into the top 3. In third place is a character we don't meet. He's a character we'd never see on screen. It's the next up. In third is a character who we only see on screen once, and that was after he was killed. Didn't meet him because he was killed before we could meet him, and that is Greg, who was decapitated. And like I said, as the only scene he appeared in was the scene that we saw his dead body. Means Greg's death was a off-screen death, and it may have been an off-screen death, but one of the best ways to be killed off-screen is a decapitation, and that's why it ranks so high.
Well, you guys are in big trouble.
It took 3 rinses to get the chocolate out.
Yeah, so that's Greg. That's Greg's death.
Professional businesswoman, I have standards to keep up, you know? Oh, there's that spatula.
What Michelle's trying to say.
In second place is going to be another character that was killed in the bodega shop scene, and it is the owner of the bodega, who, for the very first time, who was killed with a shotgun. Now, Ghostface has never killed anyone. I mean anyone with a shotgun.
I think your towel's tied on too tight. Frankie's the problem. Ever since she's moved here, my boy's been neglecting his ghost.
Ghostface killers characters in Scream have been shot, but no by normal guns, but no character has been shot by a shotgun. And this death was the best part of the film, of the official Scream 6 trailer. But what takes this death here to second in this list is the fact that Ghostface killed him with an actual shotgun. And that has never been seen before. He's, like I said, he has used a knife before. Ghostface has used a knife before. He's used a gun before. He's used a knife before. He's used a gun before. He's used a garage door before. He even used a TV once in the franchise. But he has never, never killed someone with a shotgun. So that helps this kill out, with it being the most unique kill in the Scream franchise since Tatum's death, the garage door death, and Shu's death, the TV death in the original Scream. So yeah, that finishes the bodega owner's death with a shotgun, finishes in second. But there can only be one winner, and that winner in this case is the death of Annika.
brought your library books late.
is the death of Annika.
How do you live with yourself?
She snapped her neck. For me, the most horrific kill in Scream 6. And this is not because of blood, as, well, there was none. There was no blood whatsoever. But the reason why this finishes as first place is the fact that it was shocking, came out of nowhere, and the fact that it happened to an actual decent character. Annika was a good character, like I mentioned in my character ranking, and to see her be killed, and to see her snap her neck is absolutely horrific. But she didn't just break. But we'll explain more about. But when I give you my pick for the best scene in each Scream film, you'll learn more about the scene
Just open the door.
leading up to and including Annika's death. Yeah.
What do you think all the knocking was?
But yeah, that is.
I just thought we would land down a nice beat.
That's it for this episode of my channel. Hopefully you enjoyed it. So that was me ranking the kills in Scream 6. Subscribe to my channel, click the notification bell. Subscribe to my channel, click the notification bell to catch up with all my latest videos. Next up, like I said, is going to be a character. It's going to be ranking the Scream films. And you'll see where Scream 6 for me ranks in the Scream franchise in terms of the best film. But until that video, I am out. And like I said, subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell to catch up with all my latest videos. But this is it but it's the end of Gibby O'Brien for this episode. Until next time, I'm out. Peace. Bye.